This is a trip I made by myself on November 2nd, launching out of the Chef Mentor. It was a fairly windy day. Sorry about the wind noise on the camera. I don't have external mic options on that, so I'm still figuring that out. I stopped at a point, the edge of Lake Bourne, in there, and thrown off that point. I hadn't turned the camera on yet, but decent 15-inch trout right off the point. High tide right now, the water is especially high. You can see it right in, it's all in the grass, right up in the grass. I didn't catch any more off that point, which is usually you catch more than one trout at a spot, but caught that fish on a popping cork with a 8-ounce jig head and a little shrimp tail by K. Wiggler. I think it's really floppy. Just discovered these made in San Antonio, so been fishing with these the last couple weeks. They're a pretty good bait. Trout. Keeper too. Oh yeah, look at that baby. Very nice. This guy there. Got a bass. Look at that. Nice. So, marsh bass. Taking my cork down. Little trout or needlefish, ladyfish. Little trout maybe. Yeah, he's small. Fish. Probably legal fish there. Legal fish. Little 12 inchers. So this is the shoreline I've been fishing. I just drifted it. Trying to locate where the fish are. There's a number of points and little bays, a couple little islands, but they do seem to be around the points mostly today. Sometimes I found them in the bays along this shoreline a little more than the points, but they seem to be scattered along the whole length of this shoreline. Again, the tide's really high, so the grass is flooded. Not a good shoreline for redfish today, but there's grass on the bottom, so what I'm doing is throwing my popping cork with the bait suspended kind of above the grass so I can pop along over top of the grass. And they're definitely hanging in and around the grass. They're not out, they're not out away from the grass. They're probably 10 yards out from the shoreline. So I'm going to give this another drift. Probably keep working this all morning actually, because the fish have been consistently here for a number of weeks, and it's really the only place I found them in this area. So I know they're in here. I'm going to keep working them. Fish finally. Probably another legal size fish right here. Oh yeah, it's a nice 12.5 inch. It's a decent little fish. I am moving a lot faster than I would like to. I do have a drift sock, but with the shallow waters, about 3-foot water with grass, it's going to be dredging up. So my battery ran out in the camera, and now I have more than one battery. I have 3 batteries, so unlike the first time I used this camera, I'm not going to stop filming now. But while the camera was dead, I caught another trout. It was not a legal size, but in order not to blow through this area, I anchored us. So we're going to fish here a bit anchored for a bit and see how I do with that. Pretty hard bottom here, and a lot of our bottoms are mud or silt. This is kind of a hard bottom. It's got at least a hard crust on it. There's there's shells and whatnot, so the anchor pole doesn't stick as well. But definitely the hard bottom is usually preferable to a completely soft bottom. That fish hit it as soon as it hit the water. The fish grabbed the bait. Probably another legal size fish. Oh yeah. There you go. Another legal size fish. There's a fish. Decent size. Legal size. Yeah, these are all nice on 12.5 inches. Okay, it's time to unstick, start drifting again. Yep, start drifting, immediately catch a decent fish. This is got a few shoulders on this one. Oh, it's a rat red, as we say here in Louisiana. It's a pretty fish, about 14 inches, 13 inches. Wow, they're getting small. So I ended the day with 10 keeper trout. The biggest of them were 17 inch. The legal size trout pretty much stopped biting toward the late morning. This area does not have a lot of trout yet. They really haven't moved in. The water temperature is still about 76 degrees surface temperature, which is really too warm, and they haven't come this far in from the open water yet. I know some people are catching down near the castle further south along the Mr. Go, but I didn't feel like going down there and fighting crowds. Everybody goes down there and fishes in a pack down there, so I wanted to stay up and try this area, see if I couldn't catch some fish again from here. So it was successful in that regard. I also fished with a single type of bait today, that shrimp tail you saw in the video. I did switch bodies once, but it was a good bait for the grass I was fishing over. I do like throwing that bait without the popping cork, but given the area that I was fishing with the grass on the bottom, it just made a lot more sense to fish it suspended under a cork. I just don't like to spend all day looking at a cork, staring at that cork all day. It gets really annoying, and I do like that feel of the fish on the end of your line, but that's still coming. As winter comes, fish will be moving down deep, and that's when you're fishing deep and you get to feel that fish on your line. So I'll upload some videos of that as well.